We will. It's very soon, indeed, as he comes onto the back of the grid. Anything happening? Oh, here we go. Russell is apparently first. He's dropped back down. Here we go then. 5 red lights now come on ahead of the drivers. And we are underway here in Canada. It seems like very good starts for drivers in the background. There's an Alpine going very slow. They're almost 4 abreast in the background.
Oh!
But Jester and Gregor's get clear and they're very close to each other. There's yellow flags. Oh, and there's a spinner of an Alfa Romeo. Looks like Unreal Salmon has spun around. There's a virtual safety car straight away. And it doesn't even look like Phantom even moved off the line.
It looked so.
I'm not sure.
It looked so. It looked as if like the reels just weren't properly hooked up, and he just spun across the track into the pit lane. Luckily enough, nobody was right near him to pick up any damage for it. But it just looked like the car bogged down on the grid, and then too much torque is just sending the car into the pit lane. I'll invite him in. I'll invite him in again because he is at the back of the grid. But if the connection continues to be a bit of a glitch, then I'll tell him that's it. But under safety car conditions, well, VSC does technically couldn't, I suppose.
There we go. Underway again. And looks like Gregors has been caught napping, and Xhaka already pouncing as Gregors has been caught out and needs to watch out for a legend behind as he's coming very close. And Colden and Vision very close to each other as well. Oh, as I think Gregors may have tapped the wall there. And I don't know if he got away with damage. Looks like he's come away unscathed. But looks like Chiara down the inside of Scott. Scott, oh, that's a bit of a squeeze. But Chiara is just hanging her nose in there. Goes for a nice switchback though. Give me a good camera angle game.
Oh, there's a spinner.
Side by side
It's Russell.
still. As Russell is gone. As Scott gives another squeeze to Chiara. And has to cut the corner and get out of the way. But yeah, Russell has spun, hasn't got any damage at the moment. Quickly back on board with Xhaka as there's a fight for the lead still, as they're all very close at the moment. As Jester still clear out front, yellow flag, and it looks like Russell has gone again.
He's on the grass on the inside of turn 7.
They're all very close.
I think it might just be the tyres are a bit too warm at the rears and there's just no general grip. As he's been spinning at turn 2 and in turn 7, so I think the softs are maybe just overheating a wee bit. But also I've seen Neely's got a penalty for spinning into the pits, so that'll be 5 seconds of serve at some point as Xhaka gets a bit of a sloppy exit on the exit of the final chicane, and Gregors alongside up to the line, and Gregors retakes the P2, and Xhaka's got a friendly move.
Xhaka! Oh my word, that's... Oh, okay, so I thought that was going to be worse than it actually was. Sprightly also speeding into the pit lane, so that's catching a few people out. I think Steve-O and Sprightly came together under VSC, so one of them also got a 5-second penalty. It looks like possibly Steve-O was the person who... And and there's that a bit of contact between the Red Bulls? I'm not quite sure, but Legend has gone past and ahead of Xhaka to take third place away from him, and the 2 Red Bulls coming very close to each other. And they're losing each other time at the moment as Chiara already picks up time penalty. I think Xhaka done the same just before. There's another yellow flag. Looks like that's Scott Laney.
There's a VSC again.
There's a VSC.
And Scott's just hit the back of Chiara. Aye, and Scott's got front wing damage on the front right of the Mercedes, as both of them have got penalties. This is quite an interesting take, right? This could be an opportunity to maybe pit.
For the soft runner, let's have a look. Well, yeah, it's early, isn't it? But sun's come out as Scott comes into the pits, but he has damage, of course.
I don't really think he was left.
Scott Laney, who was the spinner, has got a 0 front wing at the moment. So, yeah, that was what the VSC came out for. And can Gregors get a better restart this time and not drop off the back of Jester? We'll have a look, but Jester's still out front, and we've already had 2 VSCs. Not a safety car before lap 5. Unless there's a safety car in the next.
I mean, they two VSCs count as a full safety car? I mean, I think they do in my book. So I mean, I'm one for one so far.
Yeah.
But no, two VSCs really early on. I think it's mainly just been for debris. Is Russell picked up a penalty? I think we're ending the safety car though, Mercs, as we're going to get back on the line once again.
Here we go. Let me change Vision and Kiara, side-by-side Vision back ahead of Kiara for now, but Unreal Salmon very close in behind. There's a gap between Legend and Gregors, but it looks like there's be swap at Red Bull once again, as Xhaka now ahead of Legend, and Legend gets a poor exit, and now that means Colden is going to have a great run on Legend down towards turn 1. Have a go. No, he won't. He will not brave it out on the inside of turn 1, and Vision does stay ahead at the moment ahead of Kiara in 6th and 7th place, as Legend picks up a time penalty for himself, but I do think that's going to be quite a common occurrence throughout the rest of this race. Gregors.
Colden's getting to the shape.
No!
And he's
and Vision's gone into the side, and I was just on board with that. Got a nice helicam shot, and unfortunately for Vision, he's just driven straight into the path of Colden, and that's such a shame, and as Russell has crashed at the wall of champions, and that is a safety car.
Tell you, I said at the start, lap 5.
You said before lap 5, but
this technically still is. This is technically the 5th lap.
Oh,
Give me a free pass, right?
I'll get.
Right,
so we should see all the soft runners in, but the medium runners will stay out. So this will help the soft runners. This will help Vision actually. Replace his front wing. Colden probably has some wing damage as well. But yeah, safety car is out, and Sprightly all the way at the back of the pack. Hasn't got laps. And he will go up and catch up to the back of the pack in the meantime, while they all filter in behind the safety car. Maxwell, interestingly, stayed out on his set of soft compound tyres, Riggs.
It's quite an interesting call. I mean, if I seen a safety car kind of coming out at this period in the first stint, I'd be more inclined to pit. But I mean, the soft tyre is not really as bad as you would kind of make it out to be. I feel like there'll probably be a wee bit of grip left when we're restarting, but you'll only get like 2 laps at most before they fall off the cliff. So I don't really know what his game plan is. I feel like this was a prime opportunity for him to maybe kind of just sneak in with everybody else and get a nice fresh set of mediums on. But I'm not too sure really what Maxwell's vibing. You never know. It could work for him. Some strategies you do kind of need to think outside the box, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. And I feel like to be quite frank about it, I don't think we see it enough. And the racing sphere, I suppose. Like, I think everybody's quite conservative when it comes to strategy, and I like Maxwell for just kind of being a bit more open with his strategy, to be fair.
Also, I just realised it's the Aston Martin safety car.
Also is? Look at it go, man. Look at it go.
Very nice.
Looks very nifty.
Indeed. It does. Just is giving it a wide gap, or a large gap at the moment. So he's got to be careful he doesn't fall too far back.
I think he's fallen too far back. I've just seen the green light come back on at the top of the safety car. It jumps between green and orange.
Yeah, he's just kind of loitering there at the moment. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, because
I mean, we've seen in the very old occurrence, we've seen like infringements in terms of kind of keeping within the legalities, the safety car procedure. So I feel like he might need to be a bit more wary of it as he keeps dropping in and out. It. Bert Mylander will be fed up having to switch the flick the switch between green and orange lights at the top of the safety
Safety
car.
car
As it comes in, Sprightly's still only at turn 8. I thought he would have waited for Sprightly to come back at least. But no, I'm just having a wee quick look at the checks, just saying "see" as if like what I was saying earlier. I was very giddy about it. I was just somewhat very excited to have a safety car on lap 5.
Yeah, I think Sprightly should be fine, especially with the kerfuffle happening. But we're going to get underway shortly. Safety car has now peeled into the pit, so Jester can go when he likes. He might go off the final corner. Let's have a look. Slows right down. Goes through the final corner. And as I say that, he does go. And he's off. But Gregors has matched him and even better. So he's going to have to watch out down towards turn 1. But I think he's going to run out of track and does stay ahead and is clear into turn 1 for now. But he's got everybody close behind. Xhaka and Chiara going side by side. And Xhaka off the track. As Chiara is passed. And ahead into P9. As ahead, Baggy Fan and Stevo. Kind of weaving about. Stevo goes in. Chiara hits the wall. And that might have bit damage. Doesn't look
and
like
Stevo's in the wall.
Oh, Stevo's in the wall too. Watch out! They're going to like 3 wide almost around that corner. There's Vision that's going to have to watch out on the outside. Here comes Colden as well. And there's front wing damage, big front wing damage. And Vision has been collected once again. And it's just going bad to worse for him at the moment. And that's Baggy Fan in the wall and out of this session. And safety cars, pre-safety cars as they say. But straight away there's been 2 big incidents. And on the inside of Chiara, Baggy Fan has gone into the wall and out of this session.
He's right on the middle of the circuit as well, Max. Like, I was like, Steve goes really deep with no wing into the hairpin and maybe just kisses the wall on the outside there. But, no, I didn't see exactly what happened to Baggy as Jessica goes for first lap there, but I didn't see exactly what happened to Baggy, but the car was very central as Visions and Phantom, they come into the pits. Looking fairly quiet up in front. Jester's just creeping outside the 1 second zone for Gregors, and Unreal Salmon kind of heading this train with Legends and Cameron, and Maxwell is kind of heading the train of his own, and P6 as well. Got a wee group starting to form as Shaka goes quite deep, and Chiara will probably be looking running the outside, and she gets the move done, so up into P7. Shaka just went a bit deep on the brakes, but Shaka will be looking for any which way back through. And Oni's getting a bit, car's a bit squirrely on the traction there, Max. Wee slides here and there, but it's definitely starting to unfold now. You're starting to kind of see wee pockets and wee battles here and there.
Chiara's just hit the wall on the exit of the hairpin. That's quite a big clobber of the wall, but doesn't seem to any visible damage, and there's already, without the DRS, hasn't been enabled just yet. Is going side by side. Oh, this is going to get close. Oh, they both hop over the curb, and Xhaka. I've gone off it, and Maxwell in the end has to back out as Legend is into the pit lane. But yeah, Baggy Fan was on the inside of Chiara and seemed to maybe just understeer into the side of the Ferrari. Maybe I kind of caught the end of it, so we'll have to look at that one back. But Maxwell's struggling on those soft tyres, and Colden is having a look, but cannot get past just yet. As Colden goes deep, and seems like Scott is going to have a good run here. Both have DRS, so maybe that'll be his saving grace. Let's have a look. Scott down the inside. Colden late on the brakes, cuts him off, and keeps the position.
Very good racing there between the pair of them there. I think Scott he kind of knew he was going to be second best if he tried to move up the inside. I felt like he was more than enough entitled to go for the move, but Colden was just very, very ruthless in terms of the line he was taking and the speed he was carrying through there as well. Luckily enough, there's no incident there, but as you're saying, Maxwell really just starting to drop like a stain now, and I think the soft tyres have really gave up the ghost, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see him coming in, but he's gone again. And Scott's going out of shape, and he's nearly hit the wall of champions.
Did he get away with that? Looks like he has. Sneelix into the pits along with Chiara into the pits, so it looks like Chiara may have ended up getting damaged, and she is in again, so that's not good for this race. But Unreal Salmon at the moment is hunting down Gregors. This Gregors is still just about 1.2 So Jester's doing all he can at the moment to stay ahead.
He's.
Oh,
It's looking.
as they get slide on.
It's looking fairly controlled so far for the Mercedes out in front, but Gregors will probably be starting to look more in his wing mirrors than up ahead in the Mercedes, as Unreal Salmon's really kind of starting to find some kind of rhythm with the medium tyres. All three of them, including Cameron as well, in the top four, started on the mediums as well. So we're going to see Shaka get his way through up into P4 as well. But this battle for the lead can really start to heat up now, Max, as the strategy will probably come into play that bit more.
Maxwell carries on again. Jacka with the fastest lap of this race is going to try to start closing the gap, but has already made one pit stop in this race under safety car conditions, which may have helped his prospects come the checkered flag. But at the moment, the gap out front is starting to close back up again, as the top three all have DRS as it currently stands, but Unreal Salmon has made a mistake and has lost about half a second and then some to Gregors, as Gregors has made a mistake in the chicane, so nobody has DRS at the moment.
Definitely no. It's starting to get a bit more spaced out in these stages. Unreal Salmon, as you were saying, made a wee mistake, got a bit eager on the throttle on the exit of turn 8 onto that DRS straight, and the car was just a bit skittish in terms of just generally trying to grip up. So that's where he's lost he lost like half a second, but he's kind of reeled that back in, as I think Gregors has maybe made a mistake somewhere, and he's lost half a second to Jester as well. It's really kind of chopping and changing quite consistently, as Steve was just about to come out the pits and get lapped in the process. So his race not really gone the way he'd hoped.
Another fastest lap for Chiara. That's not Chiara, Xhaka. Yeah, let's have a look on board with Xhaka. He's got Stevo right ahead. Stevo needs to get out of the way. Stevo. Oh, Stevo. Oh, my word. That's lost Xhaka some time. So he won't be setting another fastest lap this time around. But yeah, Xhaka just needs to refocus now and try and charge once again at Unreal Salmon. But Xhaka has used a lot of his ERS at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Chiara does set fastest lap on the soft tyres, as Maxwell and Spridey's in P7. Okay, I wasn't expecting to see that after Spridey was like P17 on the safety car restart, but now has made his way up into P7. But yeah, I was not expecting that. That's a good progress from Sprightly from the back of the grid.
Definitely. I mean, I didn't even see he was that far up as well. Like that's news to me. I was too busy focusing on this battle at the front, but Sprightly up in P7 and still on relatively fair soft tyres. You might get maybe 2 or 3 more laps with it. If you can stretch it to about 18 mediums to the end, probably is the wisest move. So Sprightly really in contention here for a fairly strong and healthy result. Should the progress remain stable. But looking at the front of the field once again, Max, Unreal Salmon's right on the back of Gregors, and I think Gregors is really just kind of feeling the after effects of the tyre wear as he's dropped off to Jester. Jester's just kind of extending the gap that wee bit more out in front. So Unreal Salmon, he's got a bit of a battery issue because it has been quite low, and he is quite keen to drain it. And he looks to try and get by. He's bummed it already. He's already hitting like 5%. He's in single digits. He's still going to get the move though, up into P2. But he's real lights flashing as Gregors comes out of the pits, and he does trigger the strategy.
There we go. Then what does Jester Unreal Salmon do? Like you say, Unreal Salmon needs some more ERS. Needs to manage it a bit better. Maxwell and Scott Laney very close to each other. Scott Laney obviously being disqualified. In Q1 is now in the top 9 as Xhaka's out.
Oh, Xhaka's spun.
And that is a full course caution. Xhaka has crashed out of absolutely nowhere. It was all looking so good. And you can see the stricken Red Bull on the side of the road, and that has blown this race wide open once again. There's another safety car in this race on lap 15, and that is a big surprise out of absolutely nowhere, and it's a heartbreak for the Red Bull driver.
That is a proper kick to the teeth because he had the pace and he was closing on this battle at the front. He was setting fastest lap after fastest lap until Chiara had put in for a set of softs and was back in the midfield as he looked for a penalty for cutting the corner during the safety car. But Shaka really was looking to be that dark horse in that lead battle as he was creeping up. And I think the safety car really takes the sting out of the strategy at the front as just an Unreal Salmon, understandably, are just into the pits to get a set. Just as a set of softs. Oh, I probably got two stop. Don't know what you're talking about there, Wrigley. You can add very shocked about that.
I'm not going to go on the hards, yeah. Everyone's coming in by the looks of it, so everyone's taking the free stop.
Oh, so Scott's gone for the one stop, Max.
Everybody's in. Literally everybody. Cameron carries on, but he's on free lap old medium, so yeah, it looks like Jester's going to continue in the lead still, but he's on the softs, so he'll be hoping to not lose any positions on the restart, and hopefully pull clear.
Definitely. This is the thing though, I don't know about you, but I can't really provide any real insight on the hards because I've never really felt them run here, but I can with my history and in terms of racing run here and league racing in the past, hard tyres is just really something you want to avoid at Canada. It doesn't really have the grip. The pace is no there. And with everybody going to be on softs and mediums run about you, then I feel like you could be a sitting duck if you don't get them up to speed quite quick. So it'll be up to Scott and Visions and P12 as well on the hards. I feel like they might come in and maybe put a set of mediums on if they've got a fresh set there, but
this is going to be like sorry to cut you off, it's going to be like cars with Steve-O at the moment, but I think he's going to be able to get in and out of pits in time, but he's a long way back at the moment, but yeah,
I think he should be fine because it's quite a small track, so I feel like he'll be able to
turn one anyway, but they're going to have to wait for him now.
Aye,
maybe.
I feel like he should be fine. Jester, I don't know. I'm not too glued up on the rule, but he keeps dipping in and out of the required distance for the safety car, and I'm not sure if that would go against him. Because it's quite inconsistent if you're the lead driver and you're dropping out of that bubble and everybody's getting a delta again and you just get told to catch up. So I'm sure the leader doesn't really get a delta, just gets told to catch up. And then everybody's going to have the delta behind him, and that's going to be inconsistent. He's kind of staying in it now, so I don't really know if he's playing mind games. He's getting me with it, to be honest. So he's kind of taking me for 6, but this is probably a good thing.
He takes
some.
Sorry, made you choke, so.
He's
never look at position changes while they're.
He's out to get me.
That,
well, we get the position changes up. Is there any chat action on the go?
Corey said earlier on, such an action-packed race and still 15 laps to go, and Jam was like, what do you mean 15? But he actually meant 25 at that time. This is on lap 10. Safety car is in this lap, so unfortunately for Steve-O, he is going to be a long way back. But looking at position changes at the moment, Cameron up 9, Sprightly up 9 are the biggest gainers. Neelix up 8 as well from the back of the grid. So Jester will go again and start weaving, as Steve-O is going to have to hope for a miracle now in this race. Migrating host, Baggy Fan has left the session. Interesting.
That is something, I suppose, but I'll let you take the restart, Max, as he's already left.
Go then. Jester's gone, but I think he's made a mistake there. It looks like Salmon.
Oh, there's contact in the back!
Oh, there's a big crash. Oh my word! Oh my
dear.
word! What is going on? Oh,
what?
That is.
Sorry to cut you off there, but I just seen it in the background. I just seen it in the background
when
there.
you said that, and the camera. Oh my god! There's more contact with Phantom and Maxwell and the top 5 are just sprinting clear at the moment. I don't even know what's going on at this point. Oh, Maxwell's going slow. It's all kicking off at the moment. As Maxwell's got damage, I think. Yeah, Maxwell's got damage, so that's why he's going slow. Yellow flag in sector 3. Oh my god! When you said there was contact at the back, I looked back and it was just like a bomb had gone off or something. There's just confetti everywhere, and then I looked back and then more people crashed, and Steve-O is now retired from the session on track.
I think.
So there's now 12 drivers left in this session.
On! Phantoms went wide at the hairpin as Cameron's left the session.
Cameron is out. Cameron's out. He got caught up in Neelix crashing, or that carnage on the safety car restart. Yeah, out front. Anyway, Jester leads by 0.8 of a second as Maxwell into the pits of the chaotic safety car restart, and
that was
yes, Salmon
something.
is actually very quick at the moment. Yeah, that kind of caught us all by surprise at that point.
This is
Yeah, apparently Vision's on 10 lap old hards, which makes no sense to my brain, but
if that's the strategy they want to play by, I suppose we'll let them run with it as he runs in P9 at the moment. But Mix, I don't know if this is catching your eye, because it's definitely catching mine. Jester's kind of shake Unreal Salmon.
he can't. Yeah, and Unreal Salmon will pit for the softs in his final stint as well. As Sprightly has crashed. Sprightly's crashed.
Was
No.
doing so well.
Where's he gone?
On the exit of the hairpin, he's off to the right.
Oh, there. Oh god. Oh yeah, I see him now. It's heartbreak for Sprightly, and they're all just falling like flies at the moment. I don't know if we can have another safety car because we've already had 2 VSCs and 2 safety cars. But yeah, that's an interesting camera angle from the game that I've got there. I've got to see the driver's eyes. But yeah, only 11 people left in this session now as Sprightly crashes on the exit of the hairpin. But yeah, Unreal Salmon, as we were talking about that, still within a second. So it seems like Jester and Salmon are in the fight for the race win here, possibly. Don't want to speak too early, but that seems to be the way to go at the moment. So it seems like one unlucky driver will miss out on scoring points currently, presuming they all finish.
Aye, definitely, and it's so strange because on the restart, not even within 2 laps, McLaren have just self-destructed and were in, like, they've had both drivers in the race, and then 2 laps had passed and both of them are out through 2 separate incidents, and I feel like that will definitely sting, especially in Sprightly's case as well, because he was making the gains, and Orange Crusher said in the chat, like, he's expressed his disappointment at the incident. I don't know what happened. I think Sprightly's maybe just put a bit too much throttle on the exit, and it's sitting the car into the wall on the right hand side. I don't know if it's maybe in contact somewhere. I didn't get a clear depiction of it, but it really will sting either way what happens. And no other words about it. It's just bitter bad luck.
Phantom and Scott on the exit of the pit lane as Phantom comes out ahead. They're all strung apart now after that safety car restart. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see what exactly did happen to everybody else after that. What was the cause of that? But obviously it was Neelix, I think, originally who DNF'd, or I don't even actually know who originally DNF'd at this point. Maybe Cameron and Neelix DNF'd at the same time. So one of them went into another, but yeah, they both retired, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see how the rest of this race goes. Jester leads, but will have to stop again because he will definitely not be able to take those soft tyres to the end of this race.
I definitely know. Unreal Salmon definitely will need to pit again as
He's
Scott
done
does make his
medium,
way past
medium.
I suppose we call Phantom Falcon there for whatever reason, but this is quite interesting though, because I don't know if Unreal Salmon's just not got any softs there to use, or he did choose medium because that was what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I think medium, medium soft. So it's kind of the safety car kind of played into its hands at the same time as well. To do that, and obviously the hards are quite slow. But currently, if Jester would pit, he would come out behind Kiara, and I think Kiara can go to the end of this race. I do believe. I think Kiara's on like a free stop at the moment after getting
Uh,
damage.
she's
on the
done three
softs.
stops. She's set to go to the end. The medium probably could maybe just manage.
Yeah,
So
the only problem is penalties, of course, which the top three
aye.
don't have.
The
But
top
we
three
will
are running
see.
very clean races so far. Sorry, just to kind of add the point.
Yeah, they are at the moment. We'll see. Jester, Salmon, very close to each other still. Salmon doing very well on the mediums to stay as close as he is, really. Just dropping off a bit at the moment. And he's used up a lot of his ERS, which may not be helpful from the end of this race. But Jester carries on out front. Salmon just closed in a little bit more on that straight. Neither of them have much ERS, so that's pretty much as you were for those two out front, and Colden just holding his own in third place. And Maxwell currently the only other driver who does not have a penalty to his name, but doesn't look like he's doing that well at the moment after picking up damage on the safety car restart, and Scott is right on the back of him. Looks like he's about to make a move before the chicane. And he goes up into 8th place, currently on track as it stands. As Maxwell does pick up a 3-second time penalty. And that adds insult to injury for the Aston Martin driver. But on lap 24, Jester is now starting to stretch his legs out front. And we'll wait and see when he comes into the pit lane.
Oh, and I'm on board with this battle for P4 as Gregors was in first gear on the hairpin and he had to kind of straighten the car up a wee bit there. He's going to have DRS and the battery, so he's going to get an easy move into the chicane on Legends into fourth if he can slow the car down, which he does. So Legends up into P4, Gregors up into P4, sorry, and Legends is in between a Ferrari sandwich at this point.
He is on old medium tyres, so we'll start to get reeled in by Kiara behind. And I expect Legend will come into the pits very soon. You would expect on those old tyres, probably going on a set of softs to the end of this race. But interesting to see when the top three really decide to pit. The top two obviously in combat at the moment. Unreal Salmon got some good pace as Legend and Kiara pick up a penalty at the same place. And let's have a look at Jester in the pits. Jester's in the pits then, and he gets it slowed down very nicely. Let's see what he goes on to. A set of medium tyres comes out, so he's going to go onto the mediums to the end of this race. And where is he going to come out onto the track as Legend also comes into the pit lane? So it's going to be interesting to see in the battle with, it'll be Kiara should come out ahead. As Gregors picks up a 3-second time penalty. Ooh, it's going to be close. But just about crucial for this race that Jester comes out ahead of Kiara and doesn't spend time behind one of the Ferraris anyway. We'll try and coast up to the back of Gregors. Scott picks up a time penalty, but he's down in 8th place, currently battling for P8.
Jester really needs to get in front of Chiara there because he's got 2.7 seconds worth of clean space in front, and that will really help him extend on fresh mediums when Unreal Salmon really was shown to be dropping off. Even when Jester was on 10 lap old softs, Unreal Salmon was starting to drop off. I think Unreal Salmon needs to come in at least this lap or the next to try and counter Jester's progress here. Because Unreal Salmon still needs to go into the sauce, which will probably be in his favour because they are the faster tyre.
Yeah, he is, but he's got to pick it right as Chiara in the DRS range. Just kind of following Jester along at the moment. All she needs to do really is to be dragged along for now.
Jester looked awful wide there.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be up to pace with those medium tyres just yet. But he is catching a little, or little by little, to the back of the Ferrari ahead of him. But Gregor's also catching Colden as well, so he's got to be careful that he doesn't arrive and those two drivers are battling each other and he will lose even more time. But we'll see. Unreal Salmon coming down the back straight now. When will he decide to come into the pits? Further behind, Legend has got past Vision for P6. Look on the minimap, there he is. Unreal Salmon comes into the pit lane then. Should come out behind this battle. Well, turning into a battle for P2. Will quickly turn to P1 as Chiara picks up a time penalty and is under pressure at the moment. Is Jester from Chiara behind, still in the DRS, and here comes Unreal Salmon out of the pits. How much has he got to gain then to go and win this race? It is 5.3 seconds to Chiara, so 6 seconds is the gap then. Around 6 seconds is the gap for Unreal Salmon to catch and pass Jester to go and win this Canadian Grand Prix here in Division 3. Set to be a grandstand finish. Can he do it, Riggs?
No. I think, no, genuinely, if I'm being truthful, I think there is opportunity to do it because the softs on a light car will just be rapid. It's just about clearing traffic. Jester, as you were kind of saying, Chiara for the most part there was keeping up with Jester. And it's not as if like Jester's really reeling Colden and Gregor's in. He is starting to date now because he's a bit more up to speed. But if Jester can't clear the Haas and the Ferrari in front, and with Chiara pitting, that's going to help Unreal Salmon because he doesn't need to worry about Chiara now. He just needs to worry about catching Jester. So I think with 6 laps to go, you need at least a second a lap. Race is on.
The race is on, and Jester, of course, is going to come into contact with Colden and Gregors. Colden currently in the race lead, but in behind, Salmon has gained a few tenths within this last lap, so it does seem that Jester is up to speed. But what Jester doesn't need is to trip up behind Colden and Gregors and maybe get a clean double overtake as Gregors picks up another time penalty to his name, and that's really going to help his finishing result as Unreal Salmon picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that is not good at all for his chances, his prospects of winning this race, as Jester ahead of him does not have a time penalty to his name. But here comes Jester then in the DRS, in the slipstream, but Gregors also has slipstream and is going to go down the inside of Colden as Colden comes into the pits, as it looks like Jester's got a good run on Gregors, as they both had to kind of back out in the end, but Gregors carries on and Jester stays in second, or goes up to second place as Colden comes into the pit lane and puts on the softs. A very late choice from Colden to come into the pit lane now. But yeah, Gregors now takes the lead of this race, but Unreal Salmon at the moment, well, say the race is on. Oh, as Gregors gets all out of shape, and this could be the chance here for Jester to make the move up into first place and make it his. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he backs out in the end. And he's just biding his time. He knows that he doesn't have to make this move right now. He can make it as easy as possible. And Jester will go on to win this race. But Unreal Salmon at the moment not really gaining that much time at all to the back of Jester. As here comes Jester. This should be much more comfortable, you would think, as it's very powerful. Has the slipstream, has the DRS, has the ERS, and already has the position, and Jester retakes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix in Division 3, and he is on his way then to take a classy victory in Canada, and I don't think anybody can stop him as Colden is all over the back of Legend 4P4.
He'll have the DRS as well. Legends not really defending it. He did give Colden the inside there. Colden chose not to take it, but with the fresher softs, I think he might generally, if he can carry some speed through the turn 3-4 chicane, he might have the grip to go for a move into turn 7, which he doesn't really quite utilise. But I think Colden getting by Legends will just be a matter of when rather than if. Is his lap 31 out of 35? It's the time is ticking. So Colden will really need to kind of try and close the gap if he wants to try and get himself onto the podium. But I think he'll just be saving himself for the final chicane. I don't think he'll be trying any move into the hairpin here, Mix. He's just going to settle in behind, which he does. But and then Chiara will be right on the back of Visions as well, so we'll probably potentially see two overtaking manoeuvres into the final chicane. Let's see if Colden can get it done though. The DRS and the battery in full deployment. Up the inside, Legends not really defending it again. On the brakes, Colden takes it. Car slows down, but Legends gets a bit of a slide on, but he's not going to be able to fight back, and Chiara's the same. Pretty carbon copy, and both of them make up the places.
Pretty comfortable, and that's what it has been for the most part for Jester out front, and hasn't got a penalty to his name along with Colden. Been a lot of carnage in the early part in this race and on the second safety car restart, with 4 drivers within about a few laps really DNFing from this race. Cameron and Neelix crashing on the final chicane after a major crash which involved several cars. In the end, Steve-O, a long way back, crashed on his own down at turn 7 and 8, around there, or yeah, I think turn 7 it was, in the end. And then Sprightly on the exit of the hairpin also DNF'd, and Xhaka was the driver who caused the second safety car. Baggy Fan, I believe, who was the one who caused it was after the first safety car restart. Russell was the first DNF from this race, but it looks like it's going to be Jester's day once again, finally. It's been a long time coming for Jester. I don't think he's won since Monaco last season, Riggs.
That was in the wet day, wasn't it? That was the wet masterclass for Crafty. And he was very crafty on that day. I remember we done that race, I think, as the commentary duo. See, that's weird because it feels so long ago, but at the same time you can still remember as if it was just the other day there.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite weird like that. But I think he'll be quite good to get this one off his chest, hopefully. Although I really go singing these praises too soon. We can how easy it can be in Canada.
Yeah.
We've seen him. I mean, not to try and throw the spanner at him, but we've seen it happen way on before in Canada, where it was actually at turn 2, coincidentally enough. I remember he got a bit too heavy in the traction, quite similar to what Xhaka done, and that was it. The rest wrote itself, but it doesn't look to be any repetition in the cards. He's been very faultless with his drive. He's almost been I would even say a driver of the day contender, and maybe now we're at that stage of the race, I think it might be at the time to kind of get some names in for that if there's folks still um, engaging with the chat. I've not really been looking at it. Yellow flags in the
Yellow
third sector for
flag.
Phantom. Nuts for Scott
Scott
Laney.
Laney's out, so we're only going to have 10 finishes in this race. Phantom's going to nick the final point, and we have to watch out here to see whereabouts Scott Laney's car is.
Oh, it's right. Oh, right on the racing line, Tay.
It's one final bit for Jester to navigate. He navigates it well, and we'll just see how everybody does navigate that. It seems to be fine, and they are getting out of the way, and it's gone now. So we are on the final lap as Unreal Salmon kicks up some front wing. Do please get your driver of the day votes in the chat. Who do you think deserves the driver of the day? There is a few that you could name, and I think Unreal Salmon on penalties is going to take second place in the end. We'll wait and see. You might need to gain quite a bit on this final lap, depending on how many people have got. But I know all those positions behind might end up changing as well. But he's got one sector to go, has Jester. And he's led the majority of this race as he cuts the grass on the inside of the hairpin, rides that curve, and he's got one more chicane to go. And once he gets through there, it'll be his. But it has been a classy performance from the new championship leader, and he will keep his championship lead as he weaves up towards the line and comes across the line to win the Canadian Grand Prix in Division 3. For the first time this season, he wins. Gregors comes home in second place, but I think that will drop to third as Unreal Salmon just about beats him to the line. Colden will be next across the line. Where will he end up? Just behind Gregors in P4. Legend next across the line is in fifth. Kiara picks up another 3-second time penalty, so might drop a long way back, but will still get guaranteed a point in the end, as it will only be 10 finishes in this race. Yellow flag in behind. Looks like someone might have run out of fuel there. Vision jumps up to 6th, and yes, Scott has run out of fuel, and he'll coast up towards the line as Maxwell will catch him in the end. Let's have a look. Yep, Maxwell jumps up into P7, beats Scott, who are P8, Kiara in P9, and then we wait for Phantom in 10th place. But it is Jester's day in the sun in Canada, and Unreal Salmon and Gregors round off the podium in the end. Corey has one vote for Salmon as driver of the day as Phantom crashes across the line, and well, he takes one World Championship point to his name, even though it was a difficult race for him.
It's definitely not been one for him to probably shout about as Scotland. He does get driver of the day despite no finishing. That's one way of doing it, I suppose. But looking, I was looking at the penalty situation like during the race, and I also didn't want to really. Obviously, you don't say it to keep the suspense real in that, but I think Kiara ended up finishing with 30 seconds worth of penalties. More penalties I've had hot dinners. Like, so, but still gets points end of the day, all things considered. So, but I think it was like 30 seconds, and I don't know what happened. I'm not getting the results. My screen is black.
That is fantastic. Nice game. But yeah, Jester takes the 25 points. LSW Legend took the fastest lap. But yeah, it's Jester, Salmon, Gregors, Colden, Legend, Vision, Maxwell, Scott, Kiara, and Phantom, the top 10. And they were your finishers as well for this race, as your retirements were Scott Laney, classified 3 laps down, Sprightly, Steve-O, Neelix, Cameron, Xhaka, Baggyfan, and Russell. I was going to say, can you get Jester, Salmon, and Gregors into the party? Gregors already
There's the Unreal Salmon in it.
Unreal Salmon, yes.
I see my screen's. Oh, I've just been dashboarded. That is just great. Oh, fantastic.
Corey saying he got 2 of his predictions correct. I honestly forgot what I even said. To be honest.
Honestly, forgot we asked.
Great.
Oh, oh,
dear.
sorry. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
So how would you how do you want to do the interviews, Reese?
Either or. I mean, I don't know what I say. I'm no one for doing it, but I don't mind trying at least a couple. If you want to help me out.
How about you do third and second, and I'll do first then.
Aye, let me do that then.
Yeah. Make sure you've ticked your box in the party chat. I'm sure you know that by now, but yes, off you go.
Oh, it was Gregor's in third with the penalties and that. So Gregor's, you there, mate?
Yeah, you alright, mate?
I know too bad in yourself.
Oh,
No,
I tell you, it's a tough race, that.
no, definitely Canada is always one of the tracks that they always kind of throw a span on the works. It's very easy to just invalidate and get it wrong. Was are always there to punish. But first, I'll just top up your qualifying. It's been quite steady. One of the few drivers to make it through in the mediums. Chaos really did kind of start to kick off with a few early VS season in the safety car on lap 5. What was your kind of main intentions at that point? Like, did you feel like you were still in the right strategy? Because there's quite a lot of like pit lane action going on as well. Like, there's quite a lot of chopping and changing with the cautions very early on. Like, what was your general conception of everything that was going on about you?
Yeah, well, I thought I got everything right, to be honest. I went in, changed to reds. I was just about to change to reds anyway, but the yellows were the mediums were starting to go off. If we didn't have that safety car right after I'd gone in, I think I'd have been alright, to be honest. But I think that just messed my strategy up. Then I was pushing too much to get back into it then and made some stupid mistakes, picked up those penalties. I'm a bit annoyed really with that, but you know, to finish on the podium, yeah, I'll take that.
Definitely. I feel like a podium in Canada's like, it's a win. I don't know about you. I don't know if Canada's one of your personal favourites, but for me, it's near the bottom of the barrel.
I do like Canada. Quite consistent there, to be honest. So I really am annoyed with those penalties, but I think I could have had a good battle with Jester, but he was just too strong in the end.
It was definitely on a charge for the whole race. It was really something. He's been keeping a couple of tenths in his back pocket. I was about to say that to him when it was his turn, but he'll ken that himself. But no, generally, how are we feeling about a podium? I can also, you were just saying there, you're quite pleased to get a podium, and obviously penalties could have really helped the case. But
I'm just glad to get back on the podium. I've really struggled with this game since it's come out, and you know, I've sort of had to look at myself last couple of weeks and just calm it down, just take it easy, go back to square one, and try and bring it back up. But you know, I'll take a podium, mate, any day of the week.
No, definitely, and I feel like the hard work and the focus and the new patch and everything as well, kind of changing the style of the car and the mechanics of that. Like, what was your general feeling about that? Because I remember we did bring a patch out for that. Like, and I mean, it's kind of changed it slightly. Like, has it really been a big change for you, or is it more or less the same? Or
I think I've got these setups sorted. I think it's worked out well for me, to be honest. It's more like a 2020 handling model, isn't it? So I don't mind it, to be honest. We just need to sort those the setups out, and I think we'll be okay.
Definitely, and there's still very much most of the season still to go, so plenty of opportunity to get some more podiums under your belt, and I'll just pass my congratulations for a solid P3.
Yep, cheers, mate. Enjoyed that. Thanks for that.
Unreal Salmon, are you there, mate? You got your mic on?
Yeah, hello.
What's happening? How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. Been a long day. But P2 in the end of the day. Another one of the 4 drivers to go through on the medium, 7th. Qualifying, you were very strong, very consistent throughout Q3 as well. P7 start. obviously the chaos roundabout, you kind of same question applies. Were you kind of really second thinking about your strategy with the early safety cars and VSCs and such? Because you were on the mediums as well at the start, and I feel like with the medium runners, it might have maybe played in the back of their minds that they would have been put on the back foot with the early action.
Yeah, definitely. I was very happy to qualify on the mediums, and then invalidated my Q3 lap, which I was a bit annoyed about because I was like 2 tenths up. But then yeah, when the early safety car happened, I thought I was quite it did play in the back of my mind because I knew that the soft drivers basically had a free stop, and because that's about when they would have pitted anyways. So I knew that was helping them out quite a lot. And then, but yeah, I just decided to stay out on my mediums, and thankfully, just before I was going to pit, the safety car came out just after Gregors had gone in, which massively helped me out.
And with Canada being, well, Canada, it's a very challenging circuit. It's not really a favourite amongst many drivers. Like, where does it rank with yourself, and like, how does it feel to be on the podium in Canada?
Yeah, it feels really good. I mean, the podium, anyways, is great. But like Canada, I've always liked it, but since league racing, I don't like it as much because I have realised how hard it is to push the limits around here without getting like track limit penalties or crashing into the wall of champions. So yeah, it's quite a challenging track.
And lastly, the strategy you were keeping up with after the second safety car restart, you were keeping up with Jester. He was on the softs and then clean air, and you were managing to kind of keep within on the mediums. We were kind of sitting discussing obviously the elements of strategy after that second safety car, because folk were coming in for hards, folk were doing like mediums, like you done mediums. Is that just purely because there was another fresh set of softs there? You went on softs at the end, right enough, obviously because you had to do that because of the rules, but was there an opportunity to kind of go medium, soft, or was it just going to be medium, soft? Is it just purely a tyre allocation thing, or like what was the thought behind that?
I just wanted to go medium, soft because I knew the mediums were reliable and quick around here. So I was debating whether doing like the medium, soft, medium, but I just thought I'd do the medium, soft, and then see if I could get Jester on the softs if I was going to be faster at the end. But yeah, he was just really quick, so yeah, fair play.
No worries. Well, I'll pass it out to Max for Jester, and I just want to pass my congratulations for yourself in a strong P2.
Yeah, thank you.
So then, Jester, you are our new race winner in this season. Obviously, you won last season, but it's been a long time coming. How does it feel to finally be on the top step again?
Yeah, as you said, it's been a long time coming. I think Monaco last year was the only other win I had, was it?
Yes, yeah, I believe so.
The season has been started shocking, and I think Riggs touched on it earlier on there. The patch seems to have helped me get a bit more consistent. It was very hard. The Monaco one that came second, but I think it's because it was wet. I just couldn't find any consistency. I kept spinning. It was always crashing or doing something stupid. Whereas today, it didn't feel like that. I was able to push it each lap the whole way around, thankfully, and I managed to get to the end. But yeah, Salmon in that middle stint really put me under some pressure. The whole race was under pressure from the start. Gregors was right behind me, and then I think him and Shaka did they come together at one stage, or did Shaka pass him or under the safety car?
God, so much happened. So much happened on the second safety car.
I don't think I had more than a bit. I was
but
always trying to fight a DRS gap. I was always trying to pull out a gap to the person behind me. And I was only able to get it to about a second and a half at the most the whole time. The first safety car came out and I thought, that's too early to change. It was on the mediums. It would have been pointless coming in that early. And thankfully, he came out, the second safety car came out on the lap I was going to pit on anyway. So
I just stuck with the strategy. I'd start at medium, soft, medium. And the ones in the party were telling me, no, you're ruined it. You should have went to the hard, so you're not going to make this. But no, it worked out in the end. I thought everybody else would have had to pit as well, so it seemed to do well.
Yeah, I think obviously it was pretty
And
hectic
keeping it
behind.
clean, the penalties were the
um,
one. Yeah, well, that's
yeah.
another thing. Getting the pole position today, I think really helped. Whenever you start further up that grid, it keeps you out of all that stuff that happens in the mid pack. And I think the further back you start, the harder it is to get your race. I really believe.
Yeah, I think obviously how were those safety car restarts for you? I think pretty much.
Terrible.
It looked
The
like
first one I left it very late. I
Yeah.
left it right, and it sort of worked. And the second one I thought it would go a bit earlier and near put it into the wall of champions as it was coming around the final corner, and I near pinned it. And then there was another bit that just came round to the end of sector. The end of sector one nearly pinned it again. It was so close. It was so close in nearly every lap of losing it. But to come away with no pens and no damage, I was grateful. I think it might have looked better on thing than it was. It was on the edge the whole time. The ones in the party were laughing.
It looked like you had it under control from where we were.
No, definitely not.
We'll go with that, I think. But well done on the
Thank you.
win, and nice 25
Nice to have
points.
the dream team back on the commentators as well.
No, yeah, well,
Good to be back.
You gave us the special performance. That's why you.
That was
that's
it.
why
It
you
was
won.
just because you two were here.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the driver changes might have helped as well, right enough, but we'll say nothing about that.
Yeah, we'll ignore that, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a good performance anyway. So well done on the win.
And well done to Salmon and Gregor. Salmon put me under some real pressure at the end there.
And there you
The
go.
softs didn't
So-
seem to be as quick as what the mediums were.
No, it didn't seem like that. It seemed like you pulled away in the end. But yeah, that'll be that for Division 3. Tomorrow night you'll see my co-commentator Riggs racing in Canada in the streets, and see what he can do in his Alpine against a stacked grid. And I'm sure there'll be some good action in the McEwen division. Starts at 7 p.m. Tomorrow night. Be sure to tune in. Do not watch the Ryder Cup because Europe are going to lose. But yeah, thanks to Riggs for commentating the whole way through, and we'll see you tomorrow night for some more action. Goodbye.